Good morning, students of class 7. Today I am going to discuss about the second part of the Akbar the Great. Today's topic is revenue administration, judicial reforms, and religious policy. Land revenue was a cheap source of income, and Akbar introduced several revenue reforms. Akbar appointed Raja Todurmal as his revenue minister. The minister introduced reforms which were known as Todurmal's Bandobast. Todurmal created a new instrument for measurement. Instead of using rope which stretched and shrunk according to weather, which uh, his instrument was made of bamboo reeds attached with iron rings. The new method measuring proved to be the more reliable. Land is divided into bighas and was determined by its productivity, good, average, and bad. Taxes were fixed to a third of the produce. This was called the Dahasala system. Taxes could be paid in cash or kind and were uh, waived during floods and droughts. Farmers were given loans with low interest rates to overcome the difficulties. Revenue officers uh, were instructed to be kind and considerate to farmers. And trade was another source of revenue. Textiles, spices, indigo were exported to Central Asia, China, and Europe. A large number of gold coins called mohurs were in circulation. Silver and copper coins of lesser demonetizations were also issued. Reforms were introduced in the judicial system for the first time. The emperor was highest authority of law, and he alone reserved to right to award capital punishment. Hindu customs were referred to in cases concerning the Hindu subjects and Muslim customs concerning the Muslim subjects. He abolished the pilgrimage tax of Hindus and the jizya that was paid by non-Muslims. He discouraged child marriage and fixed minimum marriageable age of 14 for girls and 16 for boys. Widow marriage was encouraged. Rajput policy or diplomacy. Akbar was considered to be an excellent diplomat. He maintained uh, relations with the country and with neighbors and foreign powers. He uh, forged lasting friendship with the Rajput royal houses by going into matrimonial alliances with them. He married the Rajput princess of Amber, Jodhpur and Jaisalmer. His son, also Jahangir, married to Rajput princess. The Hindu wives of Akbar uh, and all Hindus were allowed to practice their own religion uh, and slaughter was forbidden in his empire. Festivals of both the religions were celebrated throughout his empire. He appointed Rajputs in important positions in the government and in the army also. Rajputs were submitted to Akbar after war, were treated with respect and honor. He did not interfere with their internal administration. Next, the religious policy. Akbar was profoundly religious man, but he believed in the principle of suli kul or the principle of religious tolerance. He wanted to bring religious unity among these people. He not only married Hindu princess but also encouraged marriages between the two communities. He started celebrating Hindu festivals like Dasera, Diwali, Holi. He encouraged Hindus and Muslims to eat and celebrate together. He banned the practice of sati and discouraged child marriage. He stopped the custom of forcefully converting prisoners of war. He allowed new churches and temples to be built in the empire. He appointed non Muslim to high post in the government. Some of the Prominent Hindu officers were Raja Todurmal, Birbal, and Raja Man Singh. In 1575, Akbar built the Ibadat Khana in Fatehpur Sikri. Teachers and scholars from all religious sects gathered here for religious discussion. He came into contact with the great Sufi saint, that Moinuddin Chisti, and visited holy city of Ajmer. His secular outlook resulted in the creation of a new faith that is called the Din-i-Lahi, or divine monotheism. In 1582, this was the common ideas and good practice from all religions, and proclaimed himself the guide of this new faith. It preached the unity of God and did not insist on priests, temples, holy books, or rituals. The faith worshipped the sun, fire, and light. Followers were encouraged to abstain from non vegetarian food in the month of their birth every year. They also had take an oath promising to do good to all. Membership of this faith was voluntary, and very few people joined it. Birbal joined at the very first day. Din-i-Lahi, however, died with the death of Akbar. Several magnificent buildings, forts, tombs, mosques, places were built during Akbar's reign, and all architecture called the Mughal style. The high dome was Persian, the use of red sandstone and white marble, and the and were the Indian feature, and the balanced appearance was the Termid influence. He built a new capital city at Fatehpur Sikri with its many beautiful buildings, some of the prominent uh, ones being the Buland Darwaja, Panch Mahal, Tomb of Sheikh Salim Chisti, Jama Masjid, and Ibadat Khana. Though he was illiterate, he was great patron of scholars. He appointed scholars who would read to him about various subjects like art, history, philosophy, and religion. He invited intellectuals from the different backgrounds to hold discussions at his court. The Navaratna, or the nine gems of this court, were Faisal, Birbal, uh, Mia Tansen, Faizi, Raja Todurmal, Raja Man Singh, Abdul Rahim Khane Khana, uh, Fakir Ajio Din, and the Mullah do Piazza. Through the Persian was the official language, he patronized Sanskrit and Hindi too. Many Sanskrit and Hindi works were translated into Persian during this time. Abul Fazl wrote the Akbarnama, an account of the life of Akbar, that is called Aini Akbari, about the law and the revenue system under the Akbar. Faizi the poet translated the Ramayana and Mahabharata into Persian, the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, and the famous Arabic and Greek works are also translated into Persian for the common pupil of to read. Hindustani music and the poetry was also enriched, and new ragas were composed. Tansen composed the raga during his reign. Akbar also appreciated and humor to be patronized Birbal and the Mullah do Piazza for their wit and humor. They patronized the Sufi saints who influenced in religious thoughts. The great physicians Hammam was also a part of this court. Akbar encouraged art by establishing uh, karkhanas for various artists and craftsmen to work. Local style blended with the Persian style to give rise to the Mughal miniature painting style. Books are illustrated by the painters like Jashwant and I think Baswan. Akbar's last days were not happy. His sons Murad and Daniel died. Salim, his only surviving son, revolted against him, through they settled their differences for him to become the successors. Akbar died and of a serious illness at the age of 63 in 1605. Akbar was undoubtedly one of the greatest Mughal emperors. He died in 1605, nominating Selim also known as Jahangir, as his successor. Next day, we will going to discuss the next topic is Jahangir and Shah Jahan also. Okay, go through read the book also, and I will provide all the study materials in my next video. Thank you.